back to TimberBorn and episode 2 of season 4. We have progressed. I had a moment. So I am away today with work, or for work, or because I work a long way from home. And that means I am recording this on my laptop. I had forgotten to remove the mods from my laptop that I had installed to play TimberBorn. And so I tried to load the save up and the game crashed because I had all the same incompatible mods installed. So I had a moment, but it's fine. So let's progress, shall we? I'm just going to put the time on slow for now as we remind ourselves where we were, because it's been the weekend plus a bit since I played on it. So just as a reminder for me and you, we are in the process of building our bad tide defense, and I've been fairly cheaty and I'm using small warehouses to do this bit. And then in this nook, I guess nook's a good word, we were going to have 2 high floodgates. But for that, we need 250 science. And at the moment, we only have 95. So that is an issue. And we have a bit of a beaver shortage, I think, overall. So probably, I think, now that we've got a decent food supply and a decent water supply, I need to prioritize getting this built. Hopefully we've got some builders. We have some builders. That's good. Because we're having to do a lot of micromanagement of who's working and who's not working and where they're working and where they're not working. And we actually have 100 berries stored up. So I think that can be pretty safely paused. Construction of that doesn't need to be paused. Pausing of the workplace is what we need to do. And our forester is working, so that's cool. We're in a drought, so no bad tide flooding. And no logs stored up because we only put in the 1 lumberjack here, which was probably a little bit or a lot short-sighted. But with where we are with beavers, that's probably going to have to do. So we really just need to focus on getting this built. That will also let us get across to some more land. And yeah, so most of the comments were just kind of general, bit frustrating about the mods, that kind of thing. There was a suggestion, which I do plan to, or a note, reminder, whatever, that we have this little pit here. I do plan to make use of this at some point, probably to store some water soon, because what we can do once we have floodgates is we can slowly remove this, replace it with levees and maybe a floodgate, and then we can just let water in here. The other suggestion was about having this dam have been too high. And at the moment, we're kind of using this land for our secondary tree supply. I think in the long term, I will probably flood this area. So we'll flood this and dig it out. I'm not sure how deep we're going to be able to go. Not sure how far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think that's 6. I think maybe 7. And then we need to come back 1, 2, 3. So we could maybe go down a few here. I'm not sure. That wasn't the best counting ever in the world, was it? So we could, ultimately we could dam across here. We could actually go no, we'd need to go 1 higher because of here. We could make this 1 deeper, and then we could blast a bunch of this out, give ourselves a nice big freshwater reservoir. Speed time up a bit while I ramble, because we'll be diverting our bad tide through here. So, yep, that probably works, but it would have meant building a dam all of the way across here, or I could have built it too high, but that would have used so much more wood, I think. So, right. What do we need to do to progress? We need to keep building these, basically, which means we need to get the woodcut that we have, which means we should probably remove one of these kohlrabis. We're going to high prioritize that, and then we are going to put in another lumberjack flag. Going to high prioritize that, and let's just check. Yep, cut areas are set. We can actually clear some of that off. We don't need a cut area over the kohlrabis or over all of this bit. And yeah, how long is it until? So we're only halfway through the oak growing. Some of them are a bit further through. Oh, some of them are nearly up. So that's going to be good. That's going to give us a big hit in wood. And wood is what we need. We have a disappointing wood at the moment. It didn't work, did it? Disappointing amount of wood. So, yep, we are. And they are making progress on this. It's quite a lot of building. Do we have planks? I'm just thinking when we get to building the floodgates, we are going to need 30 planks on top of what we use here. So I'm going to keep this going slowly. I'm not sure how it works with not having enough horsepower but having less beavers. Not sure how that works, but you know, once we start getting regular bad tides, I think we will probably look at putting power down through here. We'll get some power wheels in here. That'll help a lot. Not having the bad water sources running during the drought is a bit of a pain, really. So we do have some free beds. We have our 3 pods working now, which is good. And have we cut some already? Yeah. So we're up to 5 logs. Wow. Insane. So I don't think at the moment we want to be changing the food. We've got a stable little colony, and I want to focus on getting this built. So how many did I say I needed? 30, didn't I? 30. Thank you. So we've still got a decent amount of berries. I'm going to pause you because you've not got any berries grown yet, but yeah, so some of the oaks are coming in now. We should be doing better for our wood supply now. So I'm just wondering if I want to unpause this one as well. I think this one can go. Yeah, I'm going to unpause you. But I think actually I'm going to just clear the wood off of... Do I want to plant wood there? I'm torn. This is providing us with how many beavers we have, with a regular supply. But a bit of me also wants to carry on replacing this with pines. So I think we'll wait and see. And when the drought ends, we're going to pull 3 beavers away from whatever other jobs they're doing to get back to pumping water. We could maybe run with 2, actually. I feel like we need more farmers as well. So, and in theory, 3 of these pods should support a decent population. I guess we just need to get them growing up. I wonder if... So we've got... Have we got a tooth grindstone in anywhere? Yeah, we have. I'm wondering if we should just try and do a little bit to boost their well-being so they live a little bit longer. But I don't really want to spend a lot of science at the moment, so I think logs are not quite the limiting factor. So I'm going to drop the number of builders by 1, up the scientists, because we've got 2-ish days. So we're going to set these to be something random, because that way we'll get rid of at least one of the notifications. I intend to replace these when we can, but we need to get this flood defense built, or this bad water defense built. Without it, we are going to take a really bad hit on our first bad tide. So, yep. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. I don't often kind of cheese mechanics in this game, but this is an opportunity where I think we need to. So let's hit triple speed, shall we? Try and make some genuine progress. We're up to 220 science, which is good. Once we hit 250, which gets us the double floodgates, we then need another 150 for the platforms. But what I will do then, I think, is probably pause 2 of the scientists, and yeah, we're up to 50 logs, which is pretty nice. What I'm going to do, a bit of micromanagement. We'll stop him chopping wood and he can plant some trees. So what we need to tell him to do, I select plant trees, picking everything but, is get him to fill in the gaps with pine trees, because that's what we're doing. So we've got our 250 science, so priority can deal with the rest of that. Let's unlock our double floodgates and put those in. And basically, I need to firstly give that some priority, because it needs to be built now. The next cycle could be a bad tide, and if it is, we're going to be screwed if this isn't built. There is a really good chance it will not be built in time. So we are just going to have to be like Oasis and roll with it. Sorry, I know, my jokes are awful. Deal with it. If you're here for great humor, you're probably in the wrong place, unless you like dad jokes. So, you know, that's topped that up a bit. We've got a fairly steady supply of trees coming in now that our 2 lumberjacks are just about dealing with. We've got enough logs, or enough planks now to do that. So can we bump that up? We can, and we're just losing 1, which is our scientist, which is fine. Really hurts me saying that. There's a some combination of scientist engineering thing. So I used to count myself as a scientist. Now I think I count as an engineer. So kind of hurts when you say science isn't important, because science is kind of important in the world, you know. Food wise, we're a bit low on kohlrabi, which we really could do with an extra farmer. But for now, we're just going to have to go with it. We should be getting more. We should be getting more, you know. So I'm hoping that it's going to work out. This is the key. Once we get this done, we'll be in a good place to just progress, I think. The next steps will be getting gear production going, getting bigger water tanks, getting more farmers, and securing food. And I think probably what I'll do is I'll diversify then into the next food source, which is cassavas. So we'll need a fermenter for that. And, you know, we probably need to be looking at water wheels because we're a long way from engines. Let's be honest. I think we probably need to be thinking about a system of water wheels and batteries. Because if there's a drought, we have no power until we get engines, because unless we build a gravity battery bank like we had on the last Iron Teeth Let's Play, we're not going to have enough reserve to get through droughts. So we will need engines. No disillusion there, because we cannot rely on permanent bad tide power. Once we get more advanced, we can unlock the where are you? We can unlock the, where is it? That's underwater, isn't it? The bad water discharge, which will let us keep our bad water source open. But that does not provide a lot of power, but it will provide us with something. And when we're in a wet season, we've got good water supply here, but it's only going to last for 3 days, bad tide inbound. So we have two of the floodgates to build, and we have 6, 7 levees to build. So we have, just checking, we have all of the materials, so it's just a case of getting it built. We are going to high prioritize the builder's hut. Science can just wait for now. We need all of the builders going. We need all of the, we've got 99 logs, so that's pretty good actually. We just need to get this bad water dam built. Yep, that's the priority pretty much. We have food coming in, I feel. So we've lost a couple of adults, but the young'uns ain't grown up yet. So one of the things, once we've got this done, I'm going to put in a campfire, because that will help the young beavers grow up. And while we're doing a few other things, we can then maybe do a bit of work on well-being. So you might be wondering, why am I building these? When I did some testing of this, because I did do a little bit of playing on this map, I found that the diagonal wasn't enough. So, and it seems to be working here. It seems to be working here, but I'm putting them in because I'm worried that it's not enough. So what we can do is that is already higher prioritized. So we can maybe normal priority these two. So we get the floodgate built because we've got a day left. I think we're gonna go for it, Beeves. 24-hour working. You need to get this done. So if we can get this done, we're going to be in a pretty good place. So it seems like it's stopping the flow there. But as I said, I think the issue is because there's only a single block there. So once you push the water high enough, the bad water high enough to go over here, it can also go over there. So we have all of our floodgates built, and they are just working on this. So that's built. One more to go. Come on. Oh, the drama. Oh, the drama. That's why you ain't going to sleep tonight, beavers. You ain't going to sleep. Or aren't. Sorry. Essex accent coming through there. I have a coffee next to me, and I've got so excited that I'm not drinking the thing. Come on. Yes. So, slow down time a little bit. Bang this up to 2. Here comes our bad tide. Bringing death and destruction with it. Our first bad tide. And somehow we've got this built. And we 10 days, so 17 beavers is 34. Is that right? No, 17. Yeah, 34, 360. So we have enough water ish, so we can pause that for now. But yeah, here comes the bad side, and thanks to this, it's just gonna go straight down here. It is gonna come around here, probably. Yeah, because it's a bad tide, this is still flowing as well. That's not something that I'd thought about, but our dam is protecting us very nicely, so we should be good. We have a couple of spare beavers, so we probably can unpause those. We can unpause that. We need to now unlock the gear workshop and get that going so that we can get to the next phase of technology. I'm so pleased we got that done. So what I want to do next along here is we're going to just delete these very carefully. Thank you. And then we will replace these with double platforms as soon as we can unlock them. So I'm going to pump a little bit more water because I don't think my maths was quite right for having quite enough to account for some of the other things that we have going on. We're going to need a lot of planks to get that built, so yeah, let's get planks going. And I think now is a good time also to get our first fireplace in, and we will build that just behind off to the side of the house. I think we can always move it, it's just logs. So in fact, because I am a generous and kind overlord, we're gonna go crazy and blow 30 logs, and we're going to high prioritize building those so they actually make use of them. Yeah, I then want to unlock some more well-being stuff, but for now, we have rooftop terraces and we could make use of them. If we went house there and then did that, and then we want a double there, and then we can build some rooftop terraces on these three houses. So probably really inefficient, that little staircase, but again, deal with it. Let's run at triple time again. How are we doing over here? So again, we are going to pause and swap him over. He is multitasking like a beast. There we go. So get those swapped out for pine trees. And we probably need to do that as well. And we need to high prioritize that. We can go down to 2 builders, I think, at the moment. Means we're only a beaver short. You don't need to be working because you're not powering anything. So actually we're in balance. Awesome. And that means our scientists are all scientisting, which means we can get our triple platform soon. Our campfires are up, which is going to start to improve our beaver aging. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? Our beavers are going to age quicker. That's a good thing. Trust me. I really want to unpause the second farm. I think once we get these kits grown up, we will. I'm hoping that the combination of those things means that we are going to be getting quicker beaver growth. That's going to be really good. We have the science now to do... No, we don't. We need 150 to do double platforms. We are close. And then, as I said, we'll put double platforms in to bridge past this. Again, we'll put one here so that we can get onto this piece of land. make use of that, hopefully. Actually, this would be a really good spot to think about using the new the irrigation barrier, which I really didn't understand very well when I was doing the talk about it. But basically, you put it on the ground and it will stop all this contamination, which is kind of cool. So why aren't you getting berries? There are 78 of them. Oh, because I knew that would happen. I've got it on 28-hour working day still. Sorry, beavers. Apologies to the Beaver Council. I did a bad. I've pumped all of the water out of there, which is also a bad, but we've got plenty of water. These crops are hydrated thanks to this, which is cool. That means you may as well be paused, and you can be unpaused and just get all of those birch trees chopped down. And our wood supply is that tree set to be cut? No. That would be why it has endured so long. Let's just top up our water a little bit. And we have some spare beavers now. So more farming, beavers. More farming. There we go. That's topped up. Because we have a lot of kohlrabis in the ground. And they ain't being eaten. So, you know, beavers, do your beavery thing. And get that food harvested. So I think I'm going to set for these to be deleted. Nothing's happening with those. How are... Oh, these ones are grown in now, so we can pause you and we can harvest our cultivated ones and we'll see if they are enough. Oh, we've got the science now. So science, double platforms, and we want to go along here to there. We want to delete that path. And we want to put a staircase there. And we will run that along there. And we will do well-being rooftop terraces. That will give us some happy beaver. And you want happy beaver. Right, let's start making some gears. So let's put in a small, very small warehouse for gears. And start building up a stockpile of those, because the next thing that I want to get, God, it would help if I could click on the right things, is the medium water tanks, which need 20 gears and 30 planks each, and another 120 science. So we actually almost have the science, which is cool. And we are going to put those there and that there. And join those up so that we have the access if we need it. And our population is actually growing quite nicely. Hopefully we have enough water left. So we are at 20. So that's 40. 40 times 5 is 200. We do not. We're going to have some dry beaver by the time we finish this bad tide. So we do need next time to have all 3 pumping. And we also need to have more pumping capacity. So that is definitely a thing. I think we also need to try and improve power. And at the moment, I really don't like it. But I think the way we're going to do that with power wheels. So that needs, how much does a gear workshop need? A gear workshop needs 120. So we're running everything way under efficiency. So I'm wondering if we try and put some down here, but then we won't have water supply once the bad tide ends, or whether we just endure the inefficiency. So we could share the inefficiency at least, because this one is, and actually what we could do is put a hamster wheel there for now, and we could put another hamster wheel. If I put one there, I can't get a power connection out. So we're going to put one there. Bear with me. It is utter genius, honest or not. And we need to do four-way, corner. Do that, and then we can get a bit more power once we've got the beaver edge to do that. We've got lots of berries again, so you can be paused again. I'm really not a fan of having to do all this pausing, unpausing and stuff, but the population is small, and so that's what we're having to do until the population grows. Please come build that as a priority. So the next thing that I think we are going to do is a bit more well-being, and we're going to put in a scratcher because I've not used one of these before. So if we put one there and maybe one there, that would be good. And if I was to go, oh, they use metal blocks for their decorations. We could do a shrubbery, and if we put it under there, then all of the beavers that go up to use the rooftop terrace will get a shrub bonus. So I like that idea. How are we doing now? Our gear workshop is running reasonably efficiently. Our plank workshop is not, and that's why we have more gears than we do planks. So, you know, 38 water, 1.7 days. That's not brilliant, but hey, they should probably be okay. And we managed to avoid having a bad tide come through the area, which is good. So we want storage. We want medium awards tank. We can unlock this now, and what we're going to do is delete 4 of the empty small awards tanks and put in 1 of the medium ones, and we will continue that process. In fact, because they're empty, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just being crazy today. That's what fatigue will do for you. And if we add those two, that's going to be 600 instead of 240, which is really good. Yeah, happy with that. They have their rooftop terraces, so hopefully we're going to get a bit more of a boost on well-being. Trees are looking really good. Oaks are well grown in now. Food supply is improving, which is also really good. And this dude is doing his best to get all of these cut down for us, so that come the end of the drought, we can replace them with pine trees. That was kind of my fault for not managing the water pumping, but equally we've run out of water with 0.2 of a day to go. That's not too bad. The beavers will be fine for 0.2 of a day. They'll barely even notice that they're a bit thirsty. And here comes the fresh water, and we will soon be able to open this up and have lovely fresh water flowing into our colony. So I've unpaused the water pumps already, and that looks clear to me. So there we go. Rehydrated lands. We will pause and unpause, and he can do some planting again, get that going. And yeah, we're good. So no, I can't. Ignore me. So it'd be really nice if they got this lot built. Whether they need a path around the back to be able to, I don't know. I will stick that in, and hopefully once our beavers have had a good drink, they will be much happier. I'm going to pause one of these, and the other is going to be medium high priority so that we get it done, so that we have enough water capacity. And I'm kind of thinking that we might start building our next little reservoir. That is going to start by demolishing that one block. So we have 4 vacancies at the moment. So that's the scientists, and I'm not sure what. So we'll knock that down to 2. We will pause 2 of the scientists, and we still have 2 vacancies. I am not entirely sure where those are, but we're okay. We're okay. Let's make sure that our water pumps are highest priority workplaces. And we have nearly built our first big water tank. So once they've done that, we should probably prioritize that, because that'll help with speeding up the production of things, because the limitation on building these is going to be resources, not wood. You know, there's loads of logs, but we'll just keep an eye on that. We're on day 3, so I'm guessing next day we will probably get told what our next weather event is going to be, or it will be lovely. So we need 20 odd planks. So let's unpause that one, and they can start putting gears in there. And then we can pause the gear workshop once we've got 2 of these built, because that will give us 600, 840 water storage. And we have, let's say, 25 beavers, so that's 50 water a day. I am not stalling at all until I get my calculator open. So 16 days, 17 days-ish. So maybe not quite enough. I think, actually, because it's only logs, and we do have logs, I'm kind of regretting deleting them, to be honest. I think we should just throw in a little bit of emergency extra water storage. I'm kind of nervous that we haven't filled up our water storage. We have a drought coming next. So I think what I'm going to do is, do I want to build it like that? No, we're going to delete you. We're going to put in another bad water pump, which is going to be highest priority everything, because we don't seem to be pumping enough water. I'm sure 3 water pumps should be enough to keep up with a population of 24 beavers, but we did run out of water, so there is that. And we've got 500 water storage capacity now, so they can get these built. Will be pretty good, but I would like to have a lot more. I'm actually going to... Oh, it's low priority anyway. That's okay. So I only got 1 builder. That might be the problem, actually. We should maybe have more builders. We can pause science, and there's no point. Let's pause one of you. There's no point having a gear workshop being powered if There's nobody in it to work. And we're running at 80% now, which is really good compared to where we were. So I'm kind of happy with that. We're at a whole 5 well-being. Pretty gnarly. What we can do with the drought as well is we can store a level of water in here. So we can go up to a half now. And then just before the drought, we'll push that up, if I remember, to 1. That will store a bit of water that we can then let down into here. So let's keep you cutting down trees. We're barely keeping up, actually, which is okay, you know. What are we working on building? So we're just waiting on gears, really, for this guy. What if... Are you injured? You are injured. So what do we need for the medical bed? Logs and planks and 80 science. We should definitely, in that case, get a couple of medical beds going, because we need all of our beaver force to be doing its beaver thing. Having 2 incapacitated beavers is not good. So let's make those higher priority to build as well. High priority everything. Basically build them instead of building these, while we wait for the gears to be made to build the water tanks. And yeah, so we've got 4 pumps running now. Yet we have not filled all of our water tanks, which makes me unhappy. So I think probably what I will do is have 1 water pump running still through the drought, as he did forget, didn't he? He did forget. I got a little bit, but not a lot. A little bit, but not a lot. So let's slow down our water pumping, and we can get some science going again. And so we've got 25 beavers. So that's 50. So we've got 8. Actually, we've got nearly 8 days of water, and it's an 8-day drought. So we are good, in fact. Apart from the fact that we do use a little bit of water for a few other things. So, but it looks to me like we could do with more lumberjackage over here. So what I am going to do is I am going to pause you. I am going to leave you paused, and I am going to clear the planting area over here. Actually, we're going to unpause you. I am going to put in a couple of oak trees, and then I'm going to pause this, and I'm just going to leave this side do its thing for a bit. I don't think we need to regather a flag over here, but if we now just pause you, we will clear the planting area, and we're just going to see what happens. So we're just going to see what happens. What is wrong with you? Some idiot built them the wrong way round. Who knew scratchers were directional? I bet you did, didn't you? Yeah, you knew. You knew I'd done it wrong. So, well done. Well done. We now have no incapacitated beavers, and we have some unemployed beavers. This is a turn up for the books. So, is that going to hold? I don't want water to come out of the other end, but it's a smaller area down here, so we'll get less evaporation. And a little bit escaped. A little bit escaped. So we do not need to put one there, but we need to demolish that. And I think we want to think about power. So, power, can we unlock? We cannot unlock those yet. So, I think we're going to wait until we can unlock the large water wheels and build those rather than the smaller ones. So, what we can do instead is we can put a levee there. And they should be able to get across and build that. Mods. So obviously mods killed the first run through of this. Or my impatience, I think, more than mods. Probably if I'd waited a couple of days, it would have come back and started working. But I was impatient, so, you know, you can blame me for that one if you really want to. Wellbeing 8. Wow. I know, have read that Simple Power is back. Not Simple Power, Simple Triggers, which is obviously one of my favorite mods because I love messing with those triggers. So that probably means that as time goes on, mods will be available and we will add them back in. I think I'm going to be a little bit cautious. We don't particularly need them at the moment, so I'm going to be a little bit cautious on adding them back in. But it will be nice. So we're going to make a little pool of water here. And then we are going to add a deep water pump that we can use if we have a longer drought. Because this is going to be slightly deeper water. So landscaping. It's going to look ugly for a bit, but we're going to do a double floodgate. Because that's what we have available. I'm going to pause you because there's no water there, so you don't need to be in there. And our population is growing quite nicely, so I do want to do something with power. But I really want to wait until we've got the science to do the doubles. So I think we unpause that one. So we've got 3 science going. Let's have a look at these dudes. No one wants to use the scratcher. Okay. Oh well. But yeah, we're up to 26. We've got 4 spare beds. So it might be time to think about building the adjoining set of houses. Because it doesn't matter if they sit empty with the iron teeth. It's not like the folk tales where if there's a house, they'll make a baby. It's and put that shrub in really the wrong place. I know you guys were saying that you're better than I am. So that will hook up to there. We are building a bit of a stockpile of, so I'm going to build another, but closer. No, we don't really, yeah, we'll build it there. Another large water tank, and we'll get rid of some of our small ones once that's built. 2 days left of the drought. In fact, those are empty, so those can be destroyed. And actually, in that case, what I should probably do is delete those and put it there. And this is all built, so this can be filled up when we get the chance. And yeah, I think next we need to expand our food. So let's put in our 3rd big water drum. And they should build that pretty quickly because I think we've got all of the bits that we need. Yep. So And you can just get that built. That will be fine. We haven't run out of water. I'm just going to pause that so the ground doesn't dry out. And it did clear all of the planting area over here. So hopefully these trees will start to spread a little bit. And yeah, our hydration doesn't really only spreads over to here because we've got water in here. I don't think we can guarantee having water in here. So we either use the wall and we get an area somewhere around here, or we do the levee trick in the middle. I think we do the levee trick, and I think we clear out those blueberries because we now have, with our little patch here, a reasonable supply of blueberries. So, and I then think that we do the cluster of 4 with a staircase, and we run a path along there and a path there. Our floodgates need to be open, ready to accept the lovely drought, relieving water in. Wish you'd prioritize deleting that stuff, but oh well. And then we run water, fluid dump. There we go. Let's unpause all of you. And we are now short for beavers again. So we will pause that. We will take 1 out of there. And that I'll have to do. We've got our pathway across to here, so if we need to, we could cut these down. And the other thing we could think about doing for a drought is coming across here and making this deeper. So to do that, we would need a levee and a staircase, because we don't want to go any higher than that. And then probably a whole bunch of floodgates, really. But I suspect we need 1 more levee so that we can get a path that goes along here. And then actually we've got enough science that we can now unlock the 1 high floodgate and do that. And what that will do is, in a drought, let us store 2 deep water here, which will help quite a lot, I think. And then in a bad tide, we can still just let it flow on through. So we've got our nicely hydrated area. I'm going to prioritize ripping out these and set you to be ripped out and prioritize you. And then we need to build a farmhouse. So farmhouse, and I feel like it makes sense to kind of tuck it in here so it's in the middle, because that way they'll work a bit quicker, I think. And we are going to plant some cassava. Now let's do that for now. God, that path system is an utter mess, isn't it? Okay, and some of that, all of that can be planted by our existing farms, which is cool. So that's good. These are going to take 5 days to grow. So we've got 5 days to sort out how we are going to ferment the cassava. So if we have a drought, we have no water flowing down here. If we have a bad tide, we have a drought coming, we have no water flowing anywhere except through here. So if I go into food and the fermenter, we need 50 horsepower for the fermenter. I am considering actually adding it to this system for now. So it would be something like that, I think. I think it'll connect power on the end off of that four-way. So, but what we want them to do first is build these. So, which means they probably also need to build these, so we can try and hold a bit more water up in this back piece. The other thing that we can do is we will be able to close that up come the drought and hold some water in there. So that's cool for now. That can stay open and stay full. I'm amazed this little forest is doing all of our needs at the moment, and we've got a full stock of gears. So I'm going to pause you. We have one vacancy at the moment, but that's not too awful. And yeah. Did I have... Let's max out our building priority so that we can get these floodgates built. They are planks and logs. We shouldn't have too much of a problem getting those built. Hopefully we have only got a day, which could be a problem, but you know, we'll see. And that we want to be 1 high, and we're going to preemptively put this up to half high in case I forget, because we know that has happened in the past. And I think probably once we get to this drought cycle, we will call it a day. I think we've done pretty well. We got our bad tide defense built. We are increasing our water storage capacity. We've got our pumping and storage capacity up a long way, which is good because we've got a lot more beavers. So that is built. So we are going to just kind of babysit this a bit. And I think about now. And hopefully that will fill this up to maximum depth. Not quite, but we've got a good amount of water stored there. We just missed this one, but we've not let too much out, so we've got a bit of water stored there. And I think what we'll do is we will pause almost all of you. Let's quickly do the maths, shall we? We have, let's call it 28 beavers times 2 is 56. We have a 14-day drought, so we would need 784 water. So we do need to keep pumping. I think we enable this one to pump. So if yep, there's a beaver on the way to that. So they can pump this area out. Try this out. That means we take a bit less out of here, which is good. And we have got this area we can drain out as well. We've got new food, which is all planted growing. We need to kill those. Our fermenter is almost built. We need to plan some storage action. I've done a really bad job there. So if we look at the recipe for cassavas before I finish. So 4 in is 10 out. So what I think I'm going to do is actually, if we leave space for breeding pods there, because at the moment we don't have large warehouses, what am I going to do? We need access to up there still, so I can't build on that. So I think what we're going to do is have that for fermented cassavas. And then we are going to do small warehouses for raw cassava. And see how that works with how much we've got. So I think probably we need to plant some more. So let's do another block across there. We can probably get rid of some of the small water tanks at some point, but yeah, I think we really need to sort out a better power source next time. And I'm not sure. Actually, we've got the science now. We could unlock the big power wheels and put some of those across here, so that at the very least we've got decent power during the wet season. And my goal is to put power down here so that as we get more bad tides, because I'm assuming we're going to get more bad tides than droughts, we at least have power more of the time. And then long term, we need to keep that thing open. But yeah, I'm rambling for a long time. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have enjoyed this video. There is a very good chance the next one will be recorded before you see this. So even so, comments, questions, suggestions below, and I will see you next time.